So yesterday we covered a pretty interesting topic in that Disney is doing anything and everything they can to bottleneck and ruin Sonic 3, and in just the short 24 hours since covering that, Sonic has reclaimed its throne as number one in the domestic box office. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and it's getting to the point even the mainstream media cannot ignore the success and, frankly, the abject failure of Disney, even from outlets like Variety, stating box office Sonic the Hedgehog 3 stays ahead of Mufasa as it crosses 100 million in North America. You love to see it. They had one good day. Disney had one good day. It was Christmas Day in which they were able to overtake Sonic, and then the blue blur just comes back and annihilates. And why is that? Well, don't get me wrong. Part of me wants to say is because Sonic is such a fantastic film, which it is. It's a fantastic franchise. Got fans all over the world. But people also are just fed up with Disney, again, to the point where even mainstream outlets like Variety break it down and admit that Disney is struggling. So we're going to get into this before we do. Hit that subscribe button. I have a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. And we do have some numbers. This ain't just going to be an article. We got some numbers to back it up because the numbers are in up through yesterday. And mind you, Sonic has now officially been released internationally, but we don't have numbers for that yet. So we're still only looking at the annihilation of Mufasa from the domestic side of things. The face-off between furry mammals rages on at the holiday box office with Paramount's Sonic the Hedgehog 3 continuing to lead domestic charts. The video game-inspired threequel earned another $12.6 million on Friday to boost its North American tally to $112 million. Now, that's a significant number, but we'll get to why in just a moment, because I'm actually more interested in this second paragraph. And then again, shill outlets like Variety, who normally cap for Disney, are saying this. After an underwhelming opening behind Sonic the Hedgehog 3 last weekend, Mufasa just fell short of the top spot with an estimated 12.1 million on Friday. Now, mind you, 12.1 million, Sonic got 12.6 million, so it was close. But there was also them Thursday numbers. He'll now look to cross the 100 million domestic mark before the end of the weekend and is hoping to keep the momentum through New Year. At a $200 million production budget, the Barry Jenkins directed feature needs lasting staying power domestically and internationally for Disney and the on a high note. 200 milli. Guys, 200 milli is what this movie costs. Let's take a look at this. Worldwide box office, they've crossed that. 221, including international. The film has not made its money back yet. It's actually amazing how many folks don't realize how the box office works. So let me just give you a quick little breakdown. The film cost $200 million. But you gotta also throw marketing in there, which, people say is either half to or up to the cost of the film. So let's be conservative, say $100 million. Okay, so really, now we're sitting at $300 million, right? But then theaters got to take a cut. The theaters got to stay afloat somehow, right? So whenever you buy a ticket at the theater, they take a cut of that ticket sale money. So now you got to cut it in half again. We're looking at roughly $500 million just for Mufasa to break even. It hasn't hit that halfway point yet. Even when you combine the international and domestic box office, it's not even halfway to breaking even. Now, you don't just make films to break even. Obviously, Disney's going to want substantial profit. So Mufasa is struggling in ways that Sonic really isn't, because Sonic has a $120 million budget. Like, that's the reported budget. $120 million just domestically. It's almost made that. They're sitting at $111 million. Now, again, we got to do the same numbers here. You got to talk about marketing. So you're going to add, roughly, what would that be? About 60 million. So you go from 120 to 60. You got to be like 180 million. Then theaters got to take their cut. So you're needing about 380-ish million, between 350 and 380 million for Sonic to break even. But again, they're sitting at 111 just domestically. Like, take a look at some of these numbers for the international markets. Like China, Mufasa's made almost 8 million, 8.5 million in, what's this? France, 5 million in Germany. Like, it's actually the only reason the numbers for their international look so high, the Netherlands, are because you've got all these different regions stacked together. It's not doing super hot. I mean, China is normally a hotbed for Disney films, and it's really not doing super hot over in China when you look at everything collectively. Even in Japan, it's made 2.5 million, and it's been out for an extra week. Sonic is a Japanese IP, a Japanese property. So when you look at the day-to-day for Sonic, I mean, Yeah, so you had its opening day. The Thursday, which doesn't really count because Thursday's preview night. They open like 6, close at 12. It still made decent money, but they usually lump the Thursday and Friday numbers in together. We had that total of 25.5 milli, and then it started to see some box office drop. But now, starting Christmas and onwards, it's back up. It was up 38%, up another 12%, up 9%, but down 50 for the week. Yeah, Sonic is just destroying. And again, way smaller budget. There's a difference between 122 million and 200 million. So Variety is actually being honest, and you love to see Paramount, Sonic the Blue Blur, and of course franchises that actually cater to their fans instead of putting out generic slop, honoring what we as the fans want, honoring what we as the customers want. Paramount Sonic the Hedgehog 3 shows no signs of slowing down after the new adaptation of the enduring Sega video game franchise crossed 100 million in North America in its first 8 days of release. It's been a strong pace for a sequel, which cost 122 million to produce and already has a follow-up in the works. Look, people actually want Sonic 4. There's actually already hype for Sonic 4. I've said this on every live stream I've talked about it. When the post-credit scene happened, my theater, and I went opening night, mind you, Thursday, opening night, took the day off work to go see it. My theater erupted in bigger cheers than even we got at Avengers Endgame. There's already Sonic 4 being greenlit, released in 2027. People want more of this because they've given the fans what they wanted. No one was asking for a Lion King prequel. I mean, didn't we already have one of those? It was like a Disney original or something like that. I don't know. I don't keep up with that crap. But yes, this is the difference between a company that's just out there shoveling out whatever they can to try and stay afloat, and then a company that or at least a project, an artistic project that's being ran, by people that care about the lore, care about what they're working on, and want to service the fans properly because they know that servicing the fans will lead to profit. I mean, why do you think that Fallout did so well? Fallout honored the lore. In most instances, I get it, people have issues with it, but in general, Fallout honored the lore. Fans of the game loved it. They went on to tell their friends and family about it, and it became a smashing success on Amazon. You got the exact same effect, probably to much greater effect, with something like Sonic. After Sonic launches most international territories on Christmas Day, the Hedgehog and Mufasa are competing for children and family audiences all around the globe, and third goes to Focus Features Nosferatu after opening on Christmas. The Robert, and don't get me wrong, I saw Nosferatu. I got thoughts on it, talked about it in some live streams. That really doesn't matter too much in the grand speech about what's going on between Sonic and Mufasa. But yeah, all in all, the box office is just, it really does come down to Sonic versus Sonic versus Mufasa. This is the films that families are going to see. Look, you're not buying 4 tickets to Nosferatu because you ain't taking your wife and your 2 kids or whatnot. That's what Mufasa and that's what Sonic is. You've got your family of 4 on average. You're buying the popcorn, you're buying the tickets. That is where all the money is being made, is in this family market. And again, when you just look at the numbers, I mean, look, I've said that I think that Sonic is going to make a strong 750 milli going when you combine domestic and international. What's Mufasa going to top out at? Maybe 500 million? It might make its budget back. It's already been released internationally for a week, and if these are the best the international numbers can sum up after a week, and Sonic just got its international release, I'm telling you, while Disney may have tried to pull their shenanigans, while Disney may have tried to bottleneck Sonic, while they may have released Mufasa in 500 more theaters than what Sonic got, doing everything they can to put pressure on Paramount to beat them out just by strength of numbers, you're not seeing it. And that's honestly amazing, because when we looked at yesterday's video, when we talked about the shady Disney, business practice that Disney was pulling to almost ensure their box office domination, this speaks to the fans. This speaks to literally the will of the fans. Shout out to my homie YouTuber, Will of the Fans. But this speaks to the will of the fans I've seen it twice in theaters already. I know multiple people have. And I also, thankfully, having a lot of friends in the military as well as on the YouTube side, have some friends in Japan that I've talked about this film with. It released in Japan literally yesterday by the time you're seeing this video. And yeah, one of my Japanese friends went twice as well. Went to an English showing and went to a Japanese showing. The audiences are loving it. It's one house was relatively packed. One was a special screening, so he said it was only about half full. But the biggest indicator was he said that today at the theater, there was several, like families and children crowded around the merch booths. So that's going to drive things even further because you're getting merch sales off this. Ain't nobody buying merch for Mufasa. That's how these sorts of movies live and die. Not just the box office, but can you capitalize on merch sales? And that is 100% what we're seeing. All in all, while I may have been jaded and black-pilled and frankly rather upsetty spaghetti about Disney's involvement and what they're doing to try and sabotage Sonic in yesterday's video, we literally have new information from Variety today showing that anger may be a bit misplaced because Sonic fans, film goers, and people who just hate Disney are all lining up together to make this a smashing success. I cannot wait to see this goes even further once we have true blue international numbers. But until then, I'm just going to sit back and laugh supersonic style. But these are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X where you can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I am a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news nearly every day. Again, not always about the box office or movies, but anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles I go over on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos I react to on my Friday night live streams, and of course, get involved with over 150 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further because we do care about diversity. But only one kind of diversity of thought. If that's interesting to you, join the Discord, hit subscribe, and until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.